A guy on TikTok said, having an expensive hobby opens doors, and let me tell you, the things I have learned while skiing, insane. Now, I originally started the sport because I wanted something to do in the winter time, so that's where this came from. I think it's been 6, maybe 7 years that I've been skiing, so here are some of the few things. The more expensive the resort, the more money that is being discussed. I feel like that's pretty obvious. And the conversations are generally on the gondolas going up or at the lodge, but not at just the lodge at the bottom, the lodge at the top. You need to go all the way to the top. If you can't ski, this ain't for you. But that's where the season ticket holders are. That's where the people who have been going there since birth. That's where anyone who knows how to ski actually goes. And generally speaking, men will outnumber women. So I've learned how to profile men that are on these slopes. So any guy who looks like he's about my age, millennial, he tends to wear, North Face or Burton or even like those Vans snowboard boots. He's typically a snowboarder too. And his gear is rented. He is new money. He's your tech bro. He's your finance bro, blue eyes, trust fund, whatever. He's usually with his friends and generally talks really loud so you can overhear whatever they're talking about. But the older guys, the ones that look like they can be my dad, they are generally skiers and they typically bring their own gear, and their gear is a brand that's not US based. It's something that you've never even heard of. His outfit isn't form-fitting, but it's also not super baggy. He's more old money, legacy, whatever you want to call it. But whether you're old money or new money, they are both going to ask you, where does your family ski? And how you answer that question determines what they're going to say around you. And that requires you to do your own research. So if you don't want to do that, this ain't for you. Y'all not going to want to hear this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. If you actually want to get ahead in life, you need to start talking to other people. You need to get out of your little bubble of your friends, and you need to start interacting with people that you have little to nothing in common with. Because interacting with people that are totally, completely, so very different from you is what is going to help you level up. Which means you need to plant yourself in a different part of the city. You need to learn a new skill or learn about a new hobby or a sport or something. And yes, that may mean that you need to scroll on NASCAR F1 TikTok for a bit to learn something about it. Or maybe you go to a restaurant that you've never been to and sit by yourself at the bar and just talk to the person that's sitting next to you. Anytime I've been in an environment where I don't know a single person, I have not only used my obscure knowledge about some random topic, but I've also been able to learn things about other people and other things that I just don't know. Spending your Friday night at the club with the same people over and over again is going to keep you at the club on a Friday night. So if you actually want to be successful, you need to start meeting people that don't look like you, that don't have a similar background to you, and you need to start learning from them. And if you're watching this and thinking, oh, I can't do that, ask yourself this: would you rather be uncomfortable talking to someone for a few minutes that's brand new to you? Or would you rather be uncomfortable for the rest of your life because you never actually put yourself out there? I can already hear the excuses for this one, but if you truly want to level up in life, you're going to have to learn something new. That means acquiring new knowledge through reading books, listening to books, listening to educational podcasts. My favorite form of learning is by reading, but I don't just read the self-help, the business books, the money books, no. Some of the most random yet interesting facts that I have learned and shared with people in just regular conversation have been through reading romance novels, thrillers, and memoirs with celebrities that I have seemingly nothing in common with. Celebrity memoirs are the ones where I learn the most because I just love a good story time. But you already spend all day consuming media, so you might as well consume something that actually helps you move forward in life. And I can already hear that, oh, well, I don't have time to read. Okay. I hope you enjoy where you are, because that's exactly where you're going to stay. If you want to constantly make excuses, then you're just going to deal with the consequences of those excuses. And in this case, it's having a limited mindset and not being able to acquire new skills. You are literally the product of the decisions that you make or don't make every single day. And let me know what type of book recommendations you want from me in the comments. If you're serious about living up your life, you gotta start exercising. This is not a page for excuses, so keep those to yourself. Exercising regularly allows you to clear your mind and improve your decision making. That can be you joining a run club. It can be you going to a Pilates class. It can be going for walks every single day. It doesn't have to be something incredibly expensive, but you need to move your body to start gaining clarity. Exercise also improves your mood. So if you feel like you've been down in the dumps, it's probably because you haven't moved your body in the last week, babes. And that is not an attack. It is a fact. You need to get up and move. People say health is wealth because it is true. When you move your body regularly, you improve your decision making and you make more money. So this is your sign to get off the couch and get those steps in.
Wealthy women do to tell you they're rich without telling you they're rich.
No matter where I am in the world, I like to find the richest part of town and just hang out. One day I was in LA and I decided to go to this really bougie coffee shop. And when I got there, there was a store next door where there was a line outside. And the line was so long that it was blocking the coffee shop. So I go up to this guy and I ask him, hey, what's going on over here? And he says, oh, it's the Zadig and Voltaire sample sale. It's about to open up. So I was like, you know what? I'm not doing anything. I might as well get in line. I'm in line and the woman in front of me is on the phone. And based on the words that she's saying, I can tell that she works in real estate. So she's like, yeah, just call your lawyer. They should be able to sort this out for you. Well, yeah, anytime I call Tim, like, he just knows right away. Like, he handles it pretty fast. I can send you his number. Actually, I'll send you his number and he'll take care of it straight away. It'll be really fast. And while she's on the phone, a woman gets in line behind me. And one unspoken rule in LA is if you make eye contact with somebody in line, they will start a full-blown conversation with you. Now, at the time, I didn't know this rule, but by now I have learned. Start chatting, and this woman casually mentions, like, oh, I'm on the board for the Women's Health Organization for Ultimate Gymnastics. She goes, we're having a meeting next week. You should come. We're always looking for new people. So I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. You know, what day? Let me check my calendar. But the woman in front of me, she hears this and she's like, oh, you know, my friend Sally Mae is also in that organization. So the woman behind me goes, oh, Sally Mae. Yeah, she's so great. I mean, we love her. She actually put on the event that we had last week. She's really good at planning. And the woman in front of me goes, yeah, actually, I met her through the organization that I'm in because I'm on the board for toothless teenagers with cardiac conditions. So the lady behind me is like, oh my gosh, you know, I went to one of your events last spring. It was so great, so great. Meanwhile, I'm standing in between them like, oh yes, yeah, what a great organization. Oh, they're doing such great work. They really are. So the doors open and we get to the front of the line. They can't let everybody in at the same time. You know, they have to do it like periodically. So we get to the front of the line and the people that work at the building, because it wasn't a physical Zadig and Voltaire store, but the people that work there recognize these women. And they're just like, hey, you know, saw you last week. How's it going? Yada, yada. So that day I learned that rich people have lawyers on call at their fingertips, whatever they need. And they also treat serving on organization boards as if it's another hobby. And last but not least, just because you got money does not mean you need to pay full price. Go to that sample sale.